Good morning, Michael. It's a pleasure having you on our show this morning. Do you want to give us a little introduction of who you are and where you're from?
My name's Michael Francis McCarthy, and I'm a landscape painter here at the Quarry Art Center. I'm originally from California, and I've been here in Whangarei for about 3 years now. I live out here with my wife and my little dog, Denny. And I do landscape painting full time.
Awesome, thank you for that, Michael, and welcome along to this morning's show, The Life of an Artist. So, you want to talk us through the early stages of your background of painting, and at what stage you decided that this is what you wanted to do full time?
I decided that I wanted to be an artist when I was 13 years old. Mostly because I knew I'd need to decide to do something with my life, and I thought being an artist would be a good career for me and the type of temperament I had. So pretty much at the point where I decided that I wanted to be an artist, I started practicing drawing. I didn't start working full-time as an artist till I was in my 30s, but I had always practiced art and am mostly self-taught.
Do you prefer to do more traditional type of paintings or contemporary in regards to landscape and geography and stuff?
Thank you. I prefer to do work in a fairly traditional mode. In fact, some people might call it just outright traditional, but I feel that since I'm a contemporary artist, it's not traditional art. I'm just working in a mode that I call tonalism. And this was a movement in art that was popular in the United States, say from 1870 to 1920. And it's a sort of poetic and evocative approach to landscape. It's based on doing fairly intimate scenes and incorporates a lot of imagination. And it's called tonalism because you're always seeking to strike a certain tone or feeling in each painting, and that's the main goal, is to sort of evoke a feeling.
Cool. That's awesome, Michael. So just having a look around at your studio here, the landscaping that you've painted, is it places that you know of, or do you just see a picture and you quite like what that offers and try and take some of the characteristics from there and then apply your own?
I paint scenes from all over. Yeah, more and more I'm painting a lot of things incorporating imagination. I do a lot of New Zealand type trees and stuff, and New Zealand type scenes since I live here, and there's a lot of the type of landscapes I like to paint here, which is I love the totara and I love the other native trees. I generally would start with a motif based, say, on a clump of trees in a field or something, and I will a lot of times composite images using Photoshop to get a reference type of image, where I'll bring in different skies or maybe different ground elements like a stream or a path. And I will also do various sorts of color effects that are going to spark off what I do when I start painting.
So it looks like a lot of work goes into this, and patience and focus. How long would a piece take you, A4 size?
I'd say an A4 would probably take me, if you look at the inception of basically going out and doing a sketch or taking a photograph to when I'm actually glazing the final painting, maybe about 2 weeks, I'd say, in total. Time spent on it. Sometimes it goes more or less. One of the unique things about art is that time spent doesn't always equal quality. A lot of it is you can do more with one stroke that's done with a lot of feeling than 20 strokes that are just kind of picking at things.
So you want to take us through that process from the inception, from the concept, okay, you've thought of something, right through to a finished piece. What are the steps that you go through in your craft?
Well, generally I will work with I go out driving around. My wife and I generally will stop if I see something that looks interesting, a composition in the landscape that sparks my imagination, and I'll take some photos or I'll make a sketch. Later on, I collect those, and at some point, I start working my way through them and decide which images I want to finish up into paintings. I work in two stages. I do small paintings, and I'm sorry I'm not that good with metrics, but being from California, I do what's I call like a 5 by 7, which is like a little small painting, or a little 5 by 5, which is a square format. And I'll work my painting up as an oil sketch. And if that's looking good, a lot of times it'll look good right out of the bat, or I may spend a little time just kind of looking at it off to the side here. If I need to make changes, I will. Some of those images never make it to a larger size, and many of them do. If it goes to a larger size, I'll basically start the process all over. What you can see here is like one of my underpaintings, which is a sketch I do on a wood panel. That's like a Cowrie hardwood panel there. And there I work with, I basically draw with a brush and oil paint. That's burnt sienna and phthalo green. I'll get my drawing pretty much situated. I let it dry. And then that's first stage of the painting, basically. The next stage is like this one you see here on my easel here. You can see where I've still got a bits of the underpainting going there, but I'm coming in with color. And you can see here I'm working off of my my sketch, which is a full and complete painting, but still, you know, I enjoy, you know, working the motif through different sizes. You can see it's it changes along the way, which is absolutely fine. I'll go in with color. My goal is always to try and have the painting look good in that first color pass, because things look fresh. If that doesn't work, then many times I might glaze over the top, say with a black or burnt sienna or yellow. Darken certain passages or lighten others. And just basically, if necessary, I will just keep picking at it until it looks good.
Cool, thank you for that, Michael. Have you ever been influenced or thought to do paintings inspired by the Maori culture?
I wouldn't say my artwork is directly influenced by the Maori culture. However, I really, really admire and respect Maori art. As you can see, I've got a tattoo my friend Joe carved for me over there. I was super attracted to the carvings when I first came out to see New Zealand, and took millions of photos of them. And if I was doing more figurative work, I think so. But I can't say I really am, other than maybe having worked with a few Maori type students. I had a class of kids that I do some teaching, and taught them some basic drawing and stuff, but not really.
Awesome. As an artist, Michael, tell us one of the, if there's any, some of the hardest things about living the life of an artist.
Well, I think a lot of artists really struggle with making money off their work, and I think a lot of artists are way too preoccupied with making money off their work, and I can relate because it was my goal for years before I had a living as an artist to do the same. But after 15 years of doing commercial art, and doing art that you thought was great, and having committees, you know, just rearrange it and change it and do funky things to it just because they could, I got a little sour on the whole idea of commercial art and doing art strictly for money. I enjoy selling my work. I think every artist does, you know, but that can't be the reason you create art. If that's the reason you're making art, your art's going to suffer. Maybe not sooner, it might be later, but art is it's a magical thing. It's a magical process, and it needs to be respected as such. It's fine if, like I said, you're selling your work, but the attitude you have when you create art is always going to be in the art. For example, if I'm in a bad mood or having a bad day, I'm not going to paint, and if I do paint, that's going to be in that painting. And one of the reasons I create art is to create something beautiful that people can have on the wall and sit and look at and relax. And hopefully that answers that.
Awesome, Michael. The flip side of that, you're living your passion, and it's evident right here in your studio. Tell us what you love the most about this lifestyle.
What I love the most about creating paintings is that having been involved with, like, here you can see a mug I did for Starbucks as a commercial artist there. I'm sorry it's broken. It's been broken and glued. I did tons and tons of art for t-shirts and mugs. I did some really cool designs. Dinosaurs, monster trucks. But everything I was involved with was somewhat disposable. Even a t-shirt, it might be your favorite t-shirt, but you're going to wear it, you're going to throw it away. And, if you're contracted to do a job, you do a job, and you have the pride and satisfaction of knowing you did a good job and you did it well. However, if everything you're doing is something that's designed to be thrown away, or it's disposable, or it's got a dollar sign on it for this or that project, that's not as good a feeling as getting a nice piece of wood and thinking up a design and working really hard to realize your vision and creating a real painting that somebody can live with in their home. And after they have a hard day at work, they can come home and they can sit in their chair, crack open a beer or something and look at their painting and mellow out and relax and enjoy life. And that's really what I'm about, and that makes me happy to do that.
Wonderful, Michael. Just not too many more questions now. Where do you see yourself in the next 4 to 5 years within this lifestyle?
I'm hoping within 4 to 5 years that I have a second studio in the south of France.
For some of our listeners out there, they may be meeting you for the first time through this interview, and they're interested to see some of your work on display. Where can they come to come and see it?
I have a website that I keep updated fairly frequently, and that's Landscape Painter, all one word, .co.nz. And I also write a blog, usually 1 or 2 posts every week. And people that are interested in hearing more about my philosophy of art and life can go there and check that out. That's also on my website. I'd say I'm on Facebook too, but probably the best thing to do is just go to landscapepainter.co.nz or come by and visit me here at the Quarry Art Center. I'm here 6 or 7 days a week. I generally tend to work during the day, and I'm working unless I'm on vacation or engaged in some other activity with my wife, but I like to work very steady. So chances are if you come by to see me, I'll be here, and if I'm not here, you can text me. My card's right on the door. Come by and open it up and we can have a chat.
To someone out there that's thinking about taking up painting as an art, what's one bit of advice you can share with them that you've picked up in your experience?
That's an awesome question, and a lot of people that come and visit me in my studio, a lot of people say they're interested in art or that they want to get better at it, and I'm always happy to dispense advice. My number one advice to anyone that's interested in art is first of all, if you are interested in art, don't believe anyone that says that you're not good, including yourself. The difference between someone who's good and someone who's not is someone who practices. That's about it. I believe that the ability to do art is a natural human ability we all possess, just like music. And so many times people, if you look at the type of drawings they produce, you can pretty much tell what age they stopped drawing. My number one advice to anyone who wants to do art is to draw. Draw everything you can and anything you can. And just practice. You can go to school and stuff as well, but I think it's better to teach yourself, because frankly, if you go to school, you're just learning at someone else's pace anyway. So if you're serious about wanting to learn art, drawing is the main foundation. All the painting really is colored drawing. If your drawing is good, your painting will be pretty good. if your drawing is bad, your painting, it doesn't really matter what you do to it, how many pretty colors you throw at it, it's not going to be very good. So one of my teachers told me, and I always think about this, is that you have to do 2,000 drawings before you do a good one. You're probably going to have a few that are okay there, but just practice and stick with it. I tell people, you know, rather than watching TV at night, you know, for 3 or 4 hours, maybe spend an hour every night drawing after dinner, and you'd be amazed how good you get, how quickly.
Awesome, Michael.
Cool.
That was cool. That was awesome.